Hey everyone, it's JD coming to you from The Journey Starts Today. Little follow-up video from the first video that I shot last week talking about my journey and going in a little bit more detail. What I wanted to touch on today is probably one of the other biggest questions that I get is what kept me motivated? As we start a journey towards any life-changing aspect of our lives, there comes a time when you become unmotivated or just have really hard time finding the motivation to keep going. And for me, as I reflect back, 7 years ago when I really started my journey to get healthy and lose weight, being at 410 pounds, it's a very daunting, just thought of getting to a point where you're going to feel somewhat healthy. Losing those first 50 pounds was probably the biggest jump start that I had that really helped me get started. And once I got beyond that 50 pounds, it was, I'm not going to say it got easy. By no means did it get easy. It was hard. And I think probably the biggest issue that I ran into, just like everybody else, was temptation. And the thing that I really tried to explain to people is that there has to be some level of moderation that we have to practice. And during those days, I didn't completely give up everything, but it was again in moderation. And that's something that even to this day I still instill in my everyday life. Is that, man, I do have those days where I go off the rails and enjoy stuff that I really enjoy. That's not good for you, really. I mean, it's not healthy, but there's a sense of joy to it. I love tacos. I mean, anybody who knows me knows that the running joke for me is my love for tacos. I love great crafted hamburgers. I love an occasional pizza. I love craft beer. I mean. But again, I practice moderation. I set goals, and once I achieve those goals, I treat myself to those foods that are not considered really healthy for me. So, but back then, it was just a sense of, we fall into this trap where we want to do things for all kinds of reasons. We want to get healthy. We want to lose weight because so and so did it, or I want to do it because I want to look good for this particular event, or whatever the case may be. I had to lose all that, and for me, it was a sense of getting. I wanted to get healthy. I wanted to be able to feel, not winded when I walked up a couple of flights of stairs, or I walked from the parking lot into the grocery store or to the department store, whatever the case may be. And so I had to find the inspiration within myself. So many times we make the mistake of looking for inspiration from someone else. I need that person to accept me, to identify with me, or to just give me some feedback. And so when we don't get that, well, then we lose our motivation. And so what I had to do for myself is that I had to find the inspiration, the motivation within me. And I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of, I view a lot of inspirational videos, motivational videos on YouTube. And it's things like that. And so if we're constantly looking for that motivation, inspiration from someone else, we're going to fail because we have to keep ourselves motivated. We have to keep ourselves, accountable. And so those are the things that I really had to instill on a very early stage to really keep myself going. So always remember that. Always remember that you have the motivation and the inspiration within you. You just gotta tap into it. And so whatever that case may be, if it's self-talk, one of the things I practice every day is I get up and I I affirm myself that I can do it, and today is a day that I'm going to make a difference, and I'm going to be a little bit better than the person I was yesterday. I know that sounds really corny, but that is really something that you have to practice, is strengthening the mind, because without the mind and without your soul, you're not going to be able to strengthen your body. So I always preach it. If you train the mind, feed the spirit, the body will follow. And so I've accepted that as my own little mantra that I follow. So always, if you can take anything away from what I've said, is look for the inspiration and the motivation within you, and you have it. You just got to find it, and don't get caught up in having to be given that motivation or that inspiration from anyone else. You've got it. You just got to find it. So I hope you got something out of this, and be looking for some upcoming videos, and I'll be doing a little bit deeper dive into my journey and what's worked for me. So be blessed. We'll see you next time.